and welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha and Spice. There have been so many stories and misconceptions about the northern region. People think we are living on trees. People think that we don't have beautiful houses. People have very bad perceptions or stories about us, and sometimes our reporters do not help us. There are times I'm even in Tamale. I don't know what's happening. Somebody calls me and say, "Oh, Tamale, they are fighting." I'm like, do we have two Tamales? Just because a particular spot, maybe a small village, they're having an argument, a fight, and they say northern region are like that or like that. Today, we just want to have a conversation to let you understand the beauty of the northern region or the northern zone that comprises the northeast, the Savannah region, upper east, upper west, and the northern region itself. Let's stop all these negative perceptions about the northern region because we are lovely and beautiful people. I'm Martha and Spice. Let's take a breather. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. It's still the Reflection Show with me here, Martha and Spice. We want to have a detailed and very interesting conversation about how the northern region, it's a very beautiful place to be. And I will be speaking with two amazing people I have here. Mahatma, right? Mahama, okay. Abdul Rauf Akuka. He's a teacher and an advocate, a social advocate, and Adi Kehinde, who's not youth advocate and a social commentator. We're looking at the stereotyping in the northern region or in northern region, how people perceive us, and some of the wrong perceptions that people have about us. So let me start with you first. What are some of the dangerous things you've heard about northern region?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. You see, most of the time, if you go down south there, to hear what people talks about northern region is so irritating. Even sometimes, let me put it, our so-called politicians who are down there look down so great upon us. Because I can recall one time, our agric minister himself had an interview, where he stated that because of planting for food and jobs, Northerners have now getting the opportunity to roof their zincs with metallic zincs.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I never really heard that.
He went further to add that because of planting for food and jobs, Northerners have gotten money to buy motorbikes, others are now driving. Forgetting that if you come down off here, we work tirelessly day in, day out to see that at least we earn something. When we go down south there, immediately you hear that this person is called Abudu or Alasan, the person is a northerner. And what pains me is that if you go there, the Abudu you will see there will not be in an office, but rather what am I going to say, a driving mate. Or if you see Asana will be a Kaya lady. So it seems like we are portraying the badness of us to them. Instead of we supposed to go there, at least tell them who we are, show our work ethics to them.
I don't think it's bad because maybe it's just going there to look for jobs.
So let me abstract that word from there. Sorry, like what am I going to? The reason why I'm saying that is that you will never see anyone being called any other. The last time I went there and I had someone named called Benjamin. I thought the person was maybe someone coming from the Ewe communities until I hear the person speaking Kusasi. Then I get to understand this Benjamin there is also coming from my place. So why can't we also go there then look for lucrative jobs that at least can bring out a good thing that they can speak about us?
No, but I think there are people in the north. I mean,
They-
from the north, who are in the south, and they are
They are there
and
though,
yeah.
but if you are going to look at percentage wise, 90% of the then what am I going to say? Jobs there that are not good enough or talk good things about people, 90% of this are being filled by darkness. For instance, Kayayi is an everyday problem for everybody there in there. And if you look at them, if not someone who is coming from Northeast, this thing, Tamale here, Upper West or Upper East, even Savannah, we are all those occupying those particular places. So if we could at least, I have seen people trying to maybe put in efforts in stopping those particular things, but it seems the effort is not coming. Immediately you hear that this person have won this particular maybe initiative or maybe program, the person will say that, okay, I'm trying to channel all my energy in fighting for Kaya people or maybe these particular people. One or two times, if the person just does the person will not do anything again. So that one brings, or what am I going to say, talks bad about us. So it gives, I send an information to those particular people there that, okay, since that these people are leaving their hometown, coming here to do, sorry to say, any shit word for us, and we pay them anything that we have, then maybe the place that they are coming from.
So that's just focusing on maybe the Kaya
and the other jobs. Good.
Okay.
Maybe the place that they are coming from is not something to write good about.
Okay.
So maybe if, like I said, if we can go there and portray ourselves.
Yes, so I think we'll look at that, what we can go there and do.
do
But I want to
good.
hear from Kenny. What are some of the things you've really heard about the North?
Oh, okay. So thank you for this opportunity in Mata. You know, I came directly from Nigeria here to come and learn. And when I came directly to the North. I got here and I was like, oh, wow, there is actually a very vast difference. And people were riding bikes, they were driving cars, they were living okay. And I get there and they tell me they are fighters. The people are naturally violent. They don't know how to have conversations. Some of them don't even know how to speak English. They don't know how to speak Tree. They don't know how to speak anything. So you have to communicate using sign language.
Now the things you heard?
My sister.
That we don't know how to speak English.
They said they don't know how to speak English. So I came, I did my diploma, I did my degree, I worked for a couple of years and I realized that no, this has to be the most like the kind of comfort I got when I came to the North. I can't even compare it from where I'm coming from. They took care of me. They took me as their own. Is it food? Is it fetching? See, the way they welcome you, the type of hospitality a Northerner will give you. They don't eat separately. They eat together.
Yeah.
The sense of family and brotherhood is so strong.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, how? I've never been robbed how many years in the North? I've never seen any one of them fighting like this. If not that, we'll be there. I'll watch a documentary. I remember there was this documentary they recently did on BBC that they were taking the children for child trafficking. And they were speaking Dagbanli. I was like, how is this happening
Those
in the
are
North?
actually very hidden places.
Yes.
People sometimes forget that these things happen because every region has its own issues that happen here and there.
Yeah.
But it's like when something is happening very small, they say northern region.
They just generalize the whole thing. Because look at Tamale, look at the kind of the work you're doing. Some of us are making conscious efforts to change the narrative, to change the story. Look at me when I was working at the photographic gallery here in Tamale. You get white people who come from Accra. And they will tell you that, I'm so happy I came. I'm like, why, what happened? They said they told them that if you are coming to the North, you have to come at your own risk. You have to come with your own security. I'm like, is that even realistic? Like, why would you come with security all the way from Accra to Tamale because you are coming to sightsee? So they come and they realize that no, it's not the same thing. So there is a lot of
nobody's even thinking about you as you are walking. Yeah.
If anything at all, maybe if they see you are acting a bit suspicious or they're suspicious of the way you are behaving,
or probably if you come to flaunt wealth.
Oh, yeah.
Every place has, let me say, bad boys. Every place has criminals. Even in Accra and Kumasi, there are people that get robbed. Even in Accra, we saw on cameras during day, police are being killed. But we have never heard those things in Tamale. So here is actually very safe.
Yeah.
as compared to
Relatively,
As compared to
yes.
Accra.
As compared to Accra. So I decided that I mean we try as much as possible through the youth programs that we have, the outreaches that we do, even the one both online and offline, to always try and educate people on what the North is actually, I mean what it is. Because I'm not even from here, but I can boldly identify as a Northerner. Boldly identify as one. Because I don't, sometimes you are there and you are like, what at all is making them
Think or
Think
have that
or think.
perception about the North.
Because when you go to Accra, the people they normally classify as Northerners are people who stay in the Zongos.
Yes.
And then people who actually mostly speak Hausa. When you come here, I can count the number of people that can speak Hausa.
Oh, I don't, yes. And sometimes, anytime I go down south, people are like, okay, do you speak Hausa? I was like, I don't speak Hausa. But they feel that every Northerner is supposed to know how to speak Hausa.
Yes.
And there's a certain way. Sometimes they're like, oh, you don't look like a Northerner, because they feel that Northerners are supposed to act either violently, disrespectful, or in a certain way. How? Let me come to you. Let me come back to you. What do you think made this kind of thing to start?
You see, so this particular problem is just, what am I going to say? Start within us. We don't appreciate each other. That's where the stereotyping comes in. You see, because my brother is a Kusasi or a Kokomba or maybe a Basari, and I'm a Dagomba, I tend to despise the person. Just because of the person is not a Dagomba.
So it happens within the North
It
first.
happens, yes, it happens within us first. We don't appreciate each other's culture. But what am I going to say? Cultural diversity should have been a norm, or maybe an aspect of to harness the manpower out of us for regional or national development. But we turn it as the negative way to send out a bad aspect of us to other people.
Yeah.
So, for instance, maybe, let's say, for an example, let's say, there was this CEO at a Tamale Teaching Hospital called Akolbela. Because the person was not in Dagomba, Dagombas decided to mobilize.
Well, that's alleged. Let's be very careful with the things we say. No, let's be very careful with
Yes,
the things.
yes, definitely.
That's alleged.
That's an alleged,
So
okay.
there were a lot of issues around
Around
it,
that
but
one,
let's
yes.
not necessarily put
So
tribal
that, okay,
issues on that.
yes. So maybe because a person is not, maybe they just say that, okay.
So a
let
good
me
example that we can use are sometimes the elections in our schools.
Good.
It's
In
a very
the election,
good
is
example.
good. Okay, maybe this person is not a Dagomba, or is not coming from the Dagomba fraternity. Don't vote for the person. This person is not a Muslim. He is a Christian. Don't vote for the person. Favoritism, tribalism, and nepotism has just engulfed us such a way that we don't appreciate each other again. And if I don't appreciate my co-brother, when we go out there, because maybe they will be able to detect what is happening here, they will never appreciate who we are.
Yeah.
So we always continue to enslave ourselves to them until we stop that. I don't think.
And that's why the fight keeps coming.
Coming,
Because
yes.
anytime we fight, we have to go back to the south for us to get a living, because there are, I don't want to mention communities, but we all know there are some communities in the northern zone that every now and then you hear they are fighting. Every now and then you hear. So at this point, no one is really going to take that serious. No development is going to come, because I won't come and build a school or a hospital and you fight and come and destroy it.
Serious.
So I think that, do you think that is character problem from us?
Wow.
Partly, I understand partly. But what can we do better?
Well, for one, I think the tribalism is actually a very, very big thing. Because we had the whole, he's my playmate, he's my slave. They say they are joking. But somehow, it's the way they say it. I'm not always very comfortable with it.
No, it depends. I'm a Fafra. I have that very good vibe with Dagatis. So when I meet a Dagati person, I'm like, oh, my slave and stuff. It's fine. But it doesn't happen for every tribe who have that kind of place. So it's not everyone.
So, and there are some of the little things like pride. Pride and ego. You want to show, you want to compete. What has competition got to do with anything? I believe in collaboration. You don't need to compete if the aim is still the same thing, which is what? Development and exposure. So why bicker and fight amongst each other? Come together so that when they refer to the North, It is for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not just for Upper West. It's not just for Upper East. So one of the things I think they need to work on is their togetherness. And the fact that the spirit of competition is necessary. Because when you compete, it gives you that courage to do more. But don't compete to the extent that somebody else's own, you kill it. It comes to the business sense, how they start it. You have 3 shops in one lane, they are all selling the same thing. If one shop doesn't have, the other person will tell me, Chama, because you didn't come to my shop, then me too, I won't sell to you. I'm like, what is this? If one person don't have the vim to say, oh no, my brother, you come, the 3 of us can definitely find what you are looking for.
That's fine. That is what we can do better. But I want us to stay with some of the wrong perceptions they have about us. As for that, it might not just be in the northern region. Other people might have it, but maybe in northern region it's a bit more. Yeah. But what are some of the other things? So, like I said earlier on, in some of the things I heard is that we don't have beautiful places. We don't have good schools. But the northern senior high schools are one of the best senior high schools in any region you can find in Ghana. But we have those things. You think that because we don't portray ourselves well enough to the outside world, that is causing these things?
Well, that's one too can be.
And probably, how do you think we can portray? Now we have a lot of, so just add up to that. How do you think we can portray?
Yeah, so we like, for instance, social media has come to stay, and this also can also help in portraying us. Televisions are there trying to sell out the culture of northern value to the people. Let's emphasize on it, and at least maybe if you see a brother doing something wrong, or what am I going to say, that will help in at least yielding the good nature or value of the northern region. You can talk to the person in a polite manner, but not necessarily despising the person, talking in a harsh way or one another. Maybe this is a TV program, or maybe this is a program. I don't want to cite another TV program here, then it will be. But recently there was an issue where a particular sister station wanted to project a cultural value of the North. But someone went to where maybe, you know, Tamale we have, or the Gombes have kings about certain things. The person went to the overlord of that particular maybe dimension to say that whatever this particular TV station is going to project is going to demean our value.
Was it the dance competition?
Yeah, the Gongo Meters competition. Yes, good. So that was very bad.
I heard about it, and I was looking at it from 2 perspectives, and they said that particular dance cannot be
they said they can be as a competition, which is totally wrong.
And I felt that, like we are saying today, that could be a way to kind of sell at our dance. Even though it's a competition, but people are going to be watching and they're going to be learning the kind of dance.
You see, when the person was maybe debunking on what the informer went and said, he showed a video of where Europeans adopt the culture of even beating the Gongo Peter more than us. So if this is coming from us, and we can't make them understand that this is where the origin of that particular thing that we people are doing is coming from, and at least they can come down here to learn more from us, even help in developing that particular aspect. Through that, their errand could have even yielded more results to them. But I don't know what happened. See, we claim that we are literate, but we are illiterates. Because of
quoted, please, let's say quoted, yeah.
So like that's why I'm using sign language. We are illiterate. Just because maybe I've gone to school, I've reached an SHS level, I've learned 1 or 2 English, I've learned that okay, this is not good, this is not bad, this is bad. I've just decided to do certain things haphazardly.
So what can we do better? I want us to look at that. It's like we are debating from what we want to talk about. Yes, these are issues that we encounter in the northern region. But we want to let people understand that, yes, we have these challenges, but it doesn't mean that the northern region is how they see it. Every community have these challenges. Every community have people that, I remember I went somewhere for some donations, and we took, I think, a box of pens and pencils, and we're actually fighting over it. And the way they acted, I felt so bad, because I thought that you shouldn't act that way because I'm coming to give you a donation. And they were asking me how many pens are in the box. I was like, do you expect me to sit down and count how many? I think it was about 5 or 10 boxes of pens and pencils. I cannot just tell you that, okay, these are 10. And the man was trying to challenge me. If I'm coming for donations, I should count every item. I said, no, I don't count one. I count 5 packs. I'm not even supposed to count. I'm coming to donate.
Yes.
So these are issues that we actually face in our communities. But what can we do better? That's really what I want us to do.
First of all, like you said, let's learn to appreciate. Appreciating each other will at least maybe send a good information out for us. And collectively, let's try to push an agenda. If today I start an agenda of projecting the Northern Valley, and you as a brother sit back to at least fold your arm to watch me, if you don't come in and join for us to push it collectively, it can't go anywhere. We started this initiative, and every blessed day we are trying to see how we can at least project the Northern Valley to people. So at least collectively, when we come together to project it, it will go. And lastly, educational wise, when we go there, or when we go out there, let's try, so let's maybe in 1 or 2 education system, we can put in a cultural, maybe a cultural dimension or anything about our culture there to show that yes, this is us, this is who we are. We are very peaceful, very lovely people, very accommodating. I think those particular things can help change that narrative about we the Northerners.
I'll come to Kenny on how we can do better, but on that, let's take a break.
Books by Pastor A.L. Fant. They are inspired by the Holy Spirit, simple to comprehend, relevant in application, and so lovely to read. Grab copies like Dynamics of Kingdom Influence, Dynamics of Ministry, Mark is King for Church Workers, Money Matters, and she calls herself a woman. This marriage must work. No more curses. Loaded mouth. Secrets of Kingdom Dominion. The exploits of service. Things fall apart. Church without bleeding pulpit. Singles mingle, and many more.
Welcome back from the break. We are still looking at some of the negative things that people say about the northern region, which are not true. Every community have their challenges, of course. We've highlighted some of our challenges, but we also want to let you understand that despite our challenges, this is a very beautiful city to live. Tamale is a very amazing city, like place to be. People are now even running from other parts because accommodation, number one, is quite better in Tamale than even other places. Food is quite better. And even the hospitality, transportation is also better. You easily get to places as compared to work. Anytime I get to work, I get so frustrated because you leave the house in the morning. By the time you know the day is over, you don't even know what you've done. But in Tamale, you can go in one meeting and come in the other meeting within 4 or 5 hours. But in Accra, the distance for you to go to the next meeting alone is about 3 or 4 hours. So please, let's appreciate what we have. Kenny, what can we do better to let people understand that the northern region is also an amazing place to be in?
I think one of the things we've been putting emphasis on is social media.
Okay.
The social media space that we are having right now is so vast and draft. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. There is that constant conversation that we have on Facebook about the North. As he said, we have this initiative that we started. That's a Tamale offline hangout, where we post things about the North, and each person will share. You copy, you share, and you like. And before you know it, you have this train of... So there's a constant push on the news feed. And from the podcasts I've been on as well, Hamdan's podcast, your show, so many people, there are a lot of people who are they're creating wonderful content from the North. The TikTok, like there are a lot of them that are doing amazing things. So the social media should actually be a very, very good emphasis. It's not every time I go online I have to see something bad happening. No. Then the positive always has to come. I remember this morning I went online and I saw videos of Ibrahim Mustafa and he's speaking directly from here. How many people even know he's from here? Some of them don't even bother to check. But when we see a fellow person or a fellow brother who lives here and is doing something here, we should always try to share and encourage. I feel that's one of the things we have been doing. And then one of the demographics we seem to forget about is the youth. The youths are the ones causing the change. The youths are the ones starting their entrepreneurial businesses. They are the ones starting the advocacy. They are the ones doing the sexual reproductive health. They are the ones literally in every single space we can think about. So the one thing I encourage is that we need to start to encourage the youths. When we encourage them to be together, they can teach the younger ones to be supportive. Now, it's not about religion. It's not about which side are you coming from. When they see you standing together, Muslim, Christian, child, it doesn't matter who you worship. But when you stand together in unity, nobody will have the time to ask, where are you from? We are from the north. We are united. We are together. I think that's one of the things we can also do
Social
to make it
media
better.
and technology.
Yes.
Apart from that, do you think that we are portraying our cultural languages, our cultural dance, our cultural heritage enough? It's not just talking about the North, we are like this, but
Yes.
what can we do in that perspective?
Well, for our cultural dance and the language that we, our local dialect that we speak, I think we are doing something better out of it. Because why am I saying this? Day in, day out, especially kudos to UFO, those dancers over there. So at least they are trying their best any place that they go. They try to show the Northerism in them, where they are coming from, these particular dances that they dance. And there's this, I don't know, I've forgotten the man's name. He's also having a program always at every year at within that he does about this local gongong beaters. And so that particular aspect is also good. And you see, now people are getting to adapt to the language that it's not just everyday English language. Even in schools, we are being advised that when you are teaching, at least try the place that you are. Maybe if you are found in the Frafra zone, at least try to speak Frafra to them. Even if the person is coming from a Dagomba community, the person might even be prompt to learn the Frafra. And that's the oneness, that's the togetherness. But if we are always going to be everyday English language, it's a buried language to us. You will see that our children themselves will tend to forget their culture because we don't speak our languages to them. So I think with that aspect, we are doing better. Because even in Parliament House, sometimes I hear those MPs coming up from here sometimes speak the local dialects or mix it up with their, maybe the things that they have to say there. So with that, I think we are doing better. I mean, we can still improve.
Kenny, do you think that there's more we have to do in that component?
Oh yes, there's way more we have to do. As you spoke about the educational aspect, it's been amazing because I remember I just brought my daughter from Accra just a few months, and she's singing in Dagbanli. She can't speak Dagbanli. She wrote the exam, she got 64. I was in shock. I was like, how did you?
Yeah, I think she's able to mingle with more people than you
I'm
do.
telling you, yes, and apparently from basic 1 to basic 6, they speak Dagbanli most of the time.
You see, there's one thing that I have about this, especially the Dangbat Festival. See, it seems like every tribe within the northern zone is celebrating Damba Festival.
Yeah.
But the problem here is that
Even with the fire festival.
we have different dates of celebrating it.
Okay.
Why couldn't we come together, have it like a deva, where all the paramount chiefs will come there, maybe at a location, all people will come there, all tribes will come there
I
at
think
one
maybe
place.
traditionally they have different calendars, you might know.
Then that's the problem here. All like we all come together collectively as
No, but
one.
I
people.
know some towns or some places that
Places,
they kind of
yes.
celebrate it like almost together.
Yeah, like Americans, those that Gombes or other northerners in America are now adopting it. They have one specific day that every northerner there, even if you are not, what am I going to say, part of the that particular range of people, you have to be there to witness how it's being celebrated. So if I come there, I'll see my paramount chief or my overlord there. This person also comes there, see the overlord. That's where the uniqueness of us will have come.
Yeah.
Immediately you are going to hear that it's time for them, but it will ring all around the globe that yes, this particular people are celebrating it. Because that's the festival that promotes North very well. Just like the Fire Festival is only for maybe some few particular tribe, but the Damba is universal. So if we could come together as one with our paramount chiefs as a location where all of us could have come together to do. It would have been very beautiful.
So we those now growing up, what can we do better? Because it's like sometimes we are growing up, we have all the knowledge, we have all the education, we have all the resources, technology, we have everything, but it's like we are not able to adapt to do certain things. I don't see people live streaming Damba.
Yes.
I know that we can take that because of the work, but there are cameras now. Most cameras you may not necessarily even need cables. What you just probably need is what's the name? Monitors. We have about 5 cameras, and there's a server somewhere which is switching the cameras, and people are even seeing how kids are working. I think we can live stream Damba. I don't know who might be watching this, who might be seeing this, but I think Damba is something that probably we can live stream.
Yes.
Or put the videos together, edit it, and live stream after. Or get good, I don't like this thing of doing short excerpts of Damba. Let's get 3 hours on TV.
Seriously.
Yes.
That we announce, so that people will prepare to watch it.
Yes.
Even if it is like a whole month, we put all the videos together, 1 hour every week, or we get a particular week every day, let's say from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. from Monday to Friday. We're going to show excerpts from Damba. That even shows even the cultural rituals that they do.
Yes.
Fire festival, even our other cultural things. There is so much that we can really do in the northern region,
Yes.
but we are not really doing. Let's look at our education. Do you think that we are doing better? Do you think that we are coming up? Because a lot of people thought that in the northern region, most of us are illiterate.
Well, as a teacher, if I'm going to tackle these aspects, well, the illiteracy aspects to talk about is of higher rates more than the literate.
Okay.
And it's because of mostly the houses that we are coming from. You see, if my father didn't go to school and don't know the value of education, he won't see why he should put me in school. Sometimes we still have the challenges around there that you'll be teaching. A parents will come and excuse you, the teacher, pick the child to
The farm.
the farm, which is very bad. So we have tried encouraging the parents on at least, even if not anything, but at least let the child understand the language. The English language is very key. That's what they use to judge us down. That's okay, we can't speak proper English language. Before you realize we say, Abi, you know, that's what we mostly speak about. And that doesn't speak well of us. So if parents, educational wise, we are trying our best to at least impart the knowledge of what's supposed to have been done onto the children. Because for me, for instance, in a day, I can even teach, let's say, more than 18 hours from lower primary, upper primary to from GHS 3. Only Mondays that I'm somehow having a free period.
Wow.
Yeah, lower primary I sometimes go there and teach them this phonics sounds. Then upper primary I have mathematics. And it's not even one class, it's half A shift, B shift, and C shift. So you have to go, even if you are coming out from, let's say, primary 4A, you have to go back. Immediately you come out, you have to go to primary 4B, then primary 4C again. Then if you are done with that...
You don't have enough teachers?
We have to, but you see, in here, in our educational system, if, for instance, I'm teaching 2 hours a day, they'll say I'm underutilized. Yes. That's why they say our reward is in heaven. Yes. Teachers, our reward are always in heaven. So we are trying our best to, but it's what am I going to say? For it to show or for the knowledge to be encouraged, then parents have to come in there. Because if I teach your child today, then your child comes home for you to relax, maybe, sorry to say, relax on your lazy chair, then don't maybe watch over your child to learn whatsoever that the child is being taught in school. Nothing can be done. And you see, those normally that brings their children out from south to here believe that our children here spoil their kids in the school. And it is coming from us, we the Dago, or we the Northerners here. Because you will not see a man or maybe parents coming to check on their child in school, which is very bad. For me, sometimes that's why I mostly appreciate my father. Even when I was in GHS, he would come. If I'm sitting at a posture of which he thinks that I'm not concentrating, he will excuse the teacher and discipline me there.
Wow.
Every blessed teacher used to know my father, even at the SHS level.
Wow.
So if parents could have encouraged that, so you see, I was having this afraid that, like, this fright in me that anytime I have to go to school, no matter what it takes, I have to concentrate and do better in school.
Your father was like a monitoring spirit.
And I don't know the day that this man will come to school. So no matter what crime I've caused in school, I have to stay back and take my punishment. Because I might they leave and this man will come. And if he's come and I'm not there in school, what I will receive in the house what I will receive in school will have been better than what I will receive in the house. So if parents should at least help in there, I think we'll be having a asterisk in education. We pronunciation, we can pronounce better. Unlike when someone is going to call.
We can pronounce better.
We can pronounce better.
I beg you, don't put me in trouble. Just say we can pronounce better.
We can pronounce better. Pronunciation, we can pronounce better. And I bet you, if even with the language, if you are going to read, speaking of the English language, we are far gone with that. If we put more emphasis on it. So teachers are trying their best. So I believe if parents too can come in there with more energy in seeing the best of their children, we are good to go.
We are good to go.
Yeah.
We are good to go.
And the issue too is still the parents, because we are really fighting this issue of quote unquote ignorance and illiteracy. It is so bad. And the constant excuse I keep hearing is that there is no money. There is no money.
Is there money?
But we can sew clothes to go for Amaria from Monday to Saturday. Somebody will marry for 1 whole week.
I think with that one, it's not just the North, because even the South, they actually focus more. They also focus on weddings more and also on funerals.
Yes.
So they actually spending so much on even funerals and even weddings. So with those ones, it's in a way cut across. Just that we expect that because we want our young kids or children to develop better, let's do better as parents.
Yes, because whatever it is that you are doing, the child is copying. The child is watching. Mommy, I need books. But you use the money for something else. What kind of message are you sending to that child? What are you telling the child? Because of that, I refuse to send my children to a private school. I send them to a public school. I let them know that education is free.
Yeah.
I don't pay fees. The way the North is so, I don't have to pay fees. All I have to do is buy furniture, get them the clothes, get them the uniform, and appreciate the teacher. It is actually that simple.
And sometimes we feel, I've seen very government schools that they're actually teaching very well.
Very, very
for
well.
Instance, for instance, I sometimes do free tuition after normal day classes.
Yeah.
Sometimes even holidays, I sometimes organize free tuition for just to see the betterments of those particular children.
Yeah.
Because I believe that God doesn't just put me in a place for being there. I have a reason of being there.
Yeah.
So if I don't utilize that particular opportunity very well, what will have been me like in the future if I sit down to look at my student pushing trucks or doing something very bad? So during holidays time, sometimes I'll just call some of the parents, let your children come. Some parents don't even see the importance of that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I tend to relax because I'll come to school, for myself come, no one is paying me. Then you see that the teacher will even call and say that, sorry to say, sometimes that's what they tell us. So if a teacher, is doing all the necessary needs for your child to be someone great in future, and you as the parent who is going to even benefit more from that, don't put in effort, what do you think I will do? I also sit back and fold my arms. After all, at the end of the month, my salary will come, and I also take it and cater for my needs. But I'm not looking at the salary here. I'm looking at the future of Alasa. I'm looking at the future of Maimuna. I'm looking at the future of Kofi. What they can also be in future tomorrow, and at least help in the development of where they are living.
That's very should I say interesting, because there are times that we don't actually value the role we play in the lives of these children, and we think that because we are just teaching, let me just teach them. When it's month end and Akufo-Addo will pay me, so I'll just take my money and that's all. But what impact are you actually making in the lives of these young people? It's something we really need to look at. And if we are not able to understand and work on that, we will never be able to do something really great. Now, let's look at the North. Let's look at our food. People don't like our food. And even we ourselves here, some of us don't like our food. Do you think that is also contributing for people not to appreciate our food? Because in the South, the way they appreciate their fufu, the way they have branded their fufu,
they have a whole festival for it.
Everybody would want to take, and even now in some of the crowd, we even take fufu more than TZ.
Yes, true. You see, everything begins in the houses. If you don't make something very nutritious in my face,
okay,
or if you don't add value to something that's supposed to have in my local dialect, make it very nice.
Or their local
Teach me ahead. Tell me that this is something very sweet, so that I also adapt to it and also always want to eat it. But here that we don't add value to TZ. Immediately someone is eating TZ, we say that the person don't have anything. But immediately you see that, oh, in the house here today they are cooking jollof rice, banku,
fufu. We feel that they are rich.
You see that, oh, everyone
wants to come and even eat in your.
As a child, because we're taking everyday TZ. So sometimes when I go to my friend's house and I see that, hey, today they are cooking banku, I'll say, hey, for my house every day they are taking TZ. So this person is somehow well nourished more than me.
Yeah.
And it's because of how my parents have made it to look like me. Because they say that, okay, we don't have money. So because we don't have money, we continue to cook season.
Yeah.
And as they are cooking,
the right nutrients
as they are cooking the season, do not make it very, very nutritious. Even if we are there, how they cook it, you yourself, you don't like to eat it.
Yeah.
So we don't put the value into our local food. That's why. Yes. But as of now, let's say sometimes some of the foods are getting grounds, just like wasa.
Yes.
Now people start to package wasa, and it's even sometimes it's funny. It's been very expensive. Something that I used to buy 50 pesos and don't look on it. Now I can even use 40 Ghana to buy it and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Our Gabli people are now patronizing it. Even what funnies me is that those coming down from south even want to patronize it more than us.
Yeah.
Our yo-yo soup now, they garnish it very well. So as time goes on, I believe we are getting there.
Yeah, we are actually getting
but
there.
It has to be from the houses. Tell your child that this is who you are. If you eat this, it's not a poison. It's not. We are not going to that, but rather be more stronger.
Yeah.
So you see that even if the child goes out to somewhere and see, oh, cereal foods or rice foods are sometimes even contaminated with inorganic manure. So if I even eat hot season, it will even be healthy in my body than taking maybe rice or something like that. So I believe we will get there very soon.
What is wrong with our food?
Absolutely nothing. I am somebody that I love to taste things, and since I've come to the north, my mouth has constantly been in awe. Like I love wagaji. I can eat it from morning till night. I love tubani. I love wasa. Is it the ayoyo, the different types of vegetables they can go and pluck? Is it mushroom? Oh my God! Somebody did light soup with mushroom and then garnished it. Oh my God! I was like, what have I been eating? Immediately I realized that the food we get directly from the bush is actually more healthier, more organic. I stopped eating rice.
And it's easy to actually have gardens in the north.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just go to my house alone. The number of everything is planted fresh. They plant their own okra. They plant their own pepper. They plant their own onions. I don't have to rush somewhere to go and buy anything.
Yeah.
All these foods are the ones that are so healthy. And when you eat it, you yourself, I mean, look at how they live longer.
Yeah.
You can even compare and contrast the number of years they live here as compared to where it's always processed foods all the time. And then look at the thing where they have the Wache festival. There's the Akpele festival. We should also have the Wasa Wasa festival. We should have the Tubani festival.
Even
That is-
Tizes festival.
Are you see? By the time they finish
They have
cooking it,
even Gobe festival.
Yes.
What
Yes.
festival do we have? We can have a Tizes festival where we
But-
have a different kind of soups.
But as
Yes.
now, Gobe is now, what am I going to do? It seems they have centralized it to the
Yes.
south.
yes.
There are lots of things that we can do. Personally, I think it's all over. I used to really like bra and dry okra soup.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't really get the time to
prepare.
prepare
Yes,
to prepare it. So sometimes I have to let someone get it for me in the market. And it's like the way the Gombes prepare their bra, it's different from how we the farmers
Yes,
prepare
that's
our
how
bra.
that, yes.
So anytime I even go to a restaurant to eat and I buy bra, I don't feel
don't
it
feel it,
because
yes.
I'm a frafra woman. I want to see the leaves. I know how we cook our bra. You can eat the bra alone as a meal and you are fine.
Yes.
Yes,
You
yes.
can put shea butter in it and you are fine.
fine, yes.
But others prepare their bra and it's not so much leaves in it. But no, I'm a frafra woman. I want to see the leaves in it and I want to see my shea butter in it and stuff. So sometimes too, because of the way we cook it differently, and dry okra season can also go off. And you can get some dry okra that is still so nice. And now, thankfully, because of blenders, I don't have to put my dry okra to now be pounding and stuff. I just take my dry okra, put it inside my blender, and it's done.
You blend
And
it
I'm
in.
good to go. So let's patronize our local foods. Even with the ayoyo, you don't have to cut it. You can just put the ayoyo like that in a blender,
Yes.
and it blends it for you, and you take it out.
That's it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways that we can actually eat our local foods. And at first, I'm also at fault with this. My mom used to send me dawa like almost every month. But sometimes I get so busy that sometimes for 2-3 days I've not entered my kitchen, and I go and I was like, oh okay, I don't like the smell. And by the time I know, as soon as I finish eating, I'll even share it. And I'm like, I miss dawa in our soups.
Seriously.
I miss dawa in my food. I used to put dawa in my light soup. Everything I'm eating, there was dawa.
Now we are just inculcated to spices.
Oh, I'm coming back to my first love, dawa.
You see,
Because it's healthy.
Very healthy.
It's very, very healthy.
God has blessed the North with so many things
Yeah.
that we don't appreciate.
Yeah.
And one thing more is just the shea butter that you talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, it is the gold of Northern region or North. It is something that could have at least even developed Northern more than any other country, any other region in the country.
Yeah.
But because we don't appreciate what we have, other people have seen what it entails, come to pluck it out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, from shea nuts we can get pomade out of it, which can make our skin very nice. We can get oil out of it, and so many finished goods that we can do. But today, now, if you see someone into shea business, you see that the person is not someone who is educated and, sorry to say, a poor person.
That's what people actually think. But we have people who have branded the shea butter business, and they're also doing amazing.
If you see
themselves.
someone who is branded, then the person is education. What am I saying?
He's educated. Yeah. Yes.
Go to Yendi, for instance. Those picking shea nuts under the shea tree are our local mothers in their houses, of which maybe a Sakura I can even come and buy it for 10 Ghana cedi. And like she just wants something at the end of the day to go and buy something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if, let me say, the companies that even goes there to buy it, there should have been an embargo on them, said that, or maybe institutions of which they will employ this particular local women.
No, there are some who have.
Some have, but not all.
Well, some can also employ them all, because at the end of the day, it becomes like no matter what, whether you are making profit or loss,
not,
you have to pay them. So what they do is that they actually give them very good incentives for the bags they buy.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's what they do.
Yes,
So
yes.
if I come and I'm supposed to buy it, say at 10 Ghana, so I give it 12 to this for every bag.
Yeah.
So that if at the end of the season I haven't been able to sell the final product very well, then I don't owe you anything, which I think is a fair deal.
Yes,
So I think that let's just go back to our now we are pretending to be very busy, and
Yes.
it's very difficult to, because some of us, we stay alone. I live alone, so sometimes like you get home, you are tired, you are hungry. You feel okay, let me just fix some indomie and eat.
Yes, that was what I
Or
was-
let me just take some tea with some eggs. Or maybe on your way home, I saw some king KB. Let me just buy the 10 cedis and you are good to go.
Your child is hungry, then you just say, oh, go and prepare
Yes.
Indomie.
There is no motivation for me to just say, okay, let me just get up and cook. And the food I can sometimes cook and store is either banku or jollof.
Yeah.
Because I put the banku, then when I come, I take with my soup and I'm eating. If it's my jollof, I just put everything in the freezer with the microwave bowls. When I just take this bowl out, I'm microwaving it.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we need to do better. We need to eat our tea, because even with TZ, you can't really store it for a long time.
Yeah.
That's the whole. So please, just give me your final words. Our time is really running.
Oh, okay.
So that you can wrap up on this.
Yeah. Okay. So finally, I think the North has a lot to offer, down from the shea nut, down to the culture, down to the language, down to how we dress, how we speak, the kind of fire that comes from the North. There is a lot to be portrayed and to be offered. So one of the things I'll keep emphasizing on is, please stop trying to compete with each other. Just collaborate and help each other. Always try and collaborate and help each other.
Yeah. Your final words.
Well, my final words or words are, well, what I'm going to say is that our leaders come in down here to beat the Northernism out of us, just in the name of development, dividing the regions based into tribalism regions.
Because of politics.
Yes. Of which, if we don't wake up from our slumber, we end up crying in the future. So let's look at the negative aspects of the divisions that they are coming to put on us, with the tag of developing us, rather than destroying, with the tag that they are developing us, but they are destroying us. So let's collectively come together to uplift ourselves, love each other. I will not gain anything, or it will not. I'll still be Ralph if I continue to love my brother who is a Kusasi. Nothing is going to be picked up of me. So let's love one another to see the growth of us.
To see the growth. I have been speaking with Muhammad Abdul Rauf Akuka, and he's a teacher and a social advocate, and Adike Hinde Husnas, he's a youth advocate and a social commentator. And our topic, or what we'll be looking at, is stereotyping in the northern region. Some of the important issues or things that we hear people in the northern region say that sometimes I feel that they are not true or not entirely true, and that is happening everywhere. We live in very beautiful houses. If you come and see the houses we live in, you probably will leave your house in Accra, Tamale, Kumasi, other places that can come and live in Tamale. Of course, here we ride more of motorbikes, but other places, everything is structural, everything is taxi. But it's of pride to own a motorbike in Tamale. If you have a car, that's okay. In fact, there are some cars I have seen in Tamale that I haven't seen some in Accra. You have money. Tamale, you have money. Look, if you go to Bitin Target, there are some beautiful houses that they are not in Accra. They are not in Kumasi. Because in Tamale, we have money. We have money. Don't think that you there are. Look, me myself, I have like $1 billion.
Oh,
I'll come for you.
But in the end, we are comfortable. We are doing our best. We are working. We are not entirely illiterate. We are not entirely rural people. We have people who are very intelligent. They are very smart. Even in IT, anything you can always think about. So when you are looking for opportunities to invest in, please come to the northern region, because all these opportunities are there. We have Big men in Tamale. There are a lot of big men in Tamale. Me now, I'm a big woman myself. So when you come to Tamale, come and look for the big men and the big women. We are all here. Anyway, that was just by the way. But in short, the northern region, Tamale, Boga, Wa, Damango, Gambaga, Nalergu, all those places, they are very, very beautiful places. So anytime you want to go for your vacation or your honeymoon, please bring it to the northern region and see our beautiful tourist site. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with thoughts. Hello and welcome to Thoughts from Martha Inspires. I want to talk to you about what I have captioned, let's embrace our culture. Let me focus on the north. Had a conversation about the northern region. Everything that we are now, we have a root. Let's not let modernization confuse us and convince us that certain things are not acceptable. Some things are not evil. Modernization have made us think so. From today onwards, let's go back to the food we eat as Ghanaians or as people from the north. The clothes we wear, how we embrace our culture, whatever that we do or we have done or our forefathers have taught us about who we are as northerners. Let's embrace it. People in the south will always have certain perceptions about us. But how do we prove them wrong? Let's show them that we are northerners, we are kind, we are smart, we don't fight. We are people that have ourselves. We can make money ourselves and leave the money here in the northern region so that we don't have to keep traveling outskirts for greener pastures. All do well to embrace our culture. When we do so, we'll be able to help our economy properly. Thank you for watching. I am Martha Inspires. Have a good night.